Sales in the data center segment soaring 59% last quarter. Let's get right to it with Bloomberg Tech co-host Ed Ludlow. He joins us live on the heels of a conversation that he just had with Intel CEO Lip-Bu Tan. So, Ed, talk to us a little bit about this, because I know that one of the things he told you was that they have demand outstripping supply, and that's a pretty good problem to have.
Well, the distinction is last quarter they left a lot of money on the table because they could not get the CPUs into the hands of customers that the demand merited. So the situation is still that demand is growing faster than supply, but supply is still growing. And like the massive outperformance, even at the low end of the sales forecast for this quarter, right, you're beating consensus. So the market is a situation where CPU specifically is taking off for Intel. A lot of their top line performance is answered by that. And in the quarter gone, you know, that unit's growing 59%, double what the rest of the business is growing at. So they have found their place in that market, but what they're battling to do is improve their own operations, their own foundries and their own processes, so they can get the CPU product that people actually want out there into the real world.
Yeah, no, it's a good point to make that, you know, it's a happy problem to have, a champagne problem to have for now, but quickly it could turn into a different situation here. Talk to us a little bit, though, about what we're seeing when it comes to CapEx. Of course, that has been the laser focus for investors, particularly when it comes to big tech. What did we hear from Intel?
Okay, so from CFO Dave Zinsner, they are going to raise the CapEx guide for 2026. Right now it's at 18 billion. Dave told me that it can go up to 20 billion, and they'll communicate the specifics of that on the call. And in general, they don't often give numbers a year in advance, but CapEx in 2027 is going to be meaningfully higher than it is now forecast to be in 2026. The main point is that Lip-Bu Tan is very cautious to deploy capital. He wants to be certain of a return on that CapEx, but they have a lot of agreements in place which extends to the foundry business. They booked them in the first 2 quarters of this year. They have a very good sense from customers what the demand is, so they are willing to deploy the CapEx for capacity. They're not going to put that money into what they call space, not new sites, new fabs, new facilities, but they will upgrade and add to the tooling. So this CapEx is going to equipment, it's going to tools, but it's still a bullish signal from them on the direction of travel in the semiconductor space.
Ed, we saw reports a couple days ago that the company was planning layoffs within its data center group. We have earnings, or the earnings call will kick off at 5 o'clock. Is that something you expect to be addressed? Are we anticipating any type of update on headcount?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, again, remind ourselves that the data center business is high flying for Intel. It is the outperformance. So why would they cut roles in that division? And the way that both Lip-Bu, the CEO, and Dave Zinsner explained to us is like, look, this is normal. They have quite a few new leaders at the top of Intel's organization that Lip-Bu Tan has put in place. They have done reviews of each business line. They have cut various roles for improvement's sake. And they made a really big point that they try to hire as competitively as possible, increasingly focus on some of the veterans of the industry. So to them, this is kind of not a correlated thing. The data center business is doing really well. They're trying to improve it through efficiency, and reducing workforce is a part of that strategy.
Ed, we're just a quick question here. CLAC and Applied Materials both outperforming after the print. Is this the earnings results that the entire industry really needed to see?
Well, look, we know the stories. You know, AI demand means demand for CPUs as well as GPUs on the data center side. That's why Intel's doing well. On the chip equipment side, if you're going to build lots of new capacity in the United States and around the world, you need the equipment to fab those chips. If TSMC is telling you, like, this is our picture, then all of the chip equipment makers will also follow in the coattails of that. And it's a completely non-surprise in that respect.